Hey everyone, my name is RedyTAY, and I'm attempting my first Pokemon challenge.
After reliving my childhood playing Pokemon throughout the pandemic, I've decided it is time for me to actually give a Pokemon challenge a go.
After giving it some consideration, I decided the best start would be me playing my favorite childhood game, Pokemon Silver, but this time only using a Pokemon I would usually only throw right into the box storage as soon as I got it. So here's my attempt to see if you can beat Pokemon Silver with a single Sentret.
Even at an early age, I could tell Sentret was not a keeper.
I mean, it's the Gen 2 rodent that you catch early on. I don't even remember any of my friends really even using it.
Just looking at the stats is enough for me to see that we will be underdogs for the majority of the game.
The Cyndaquil that our rival is going to get at the beginning of the game has a total stat average at 309. We are definitely below the usual starter, and the moves are abysmal too. The only passable learned move is Slam, but look at that accuracy.
Thankfully, like most normal types, the team coverage is impressive.
Headbutt could easily replace Slam, and the special punches could be nice even though special attack of Sentret is not the best.
I know return is always an option, but I'm going to try to go as long as I can in not using it.
Basic rules first, I can only use Sentret, and I cannot evolve it throughout the whole game. HM Pokemon can be used so I can still get around, however. No cheats or hacks can be used to advance, and I'm going to follow the trends where no items can be used in battle except for held items given before the battle starts. Basically, this is my first challenge, so my expectations are just to enjoy the journey and see how far I can go. I mean, I've beaten Silver multiple times, but I've never even had a Sentret in the party. So let's get started. First off, leave the house, visit Professor Elm, and choose Sentret as my starter.
The way I programmed the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, Sentret is replacing Chikorita, so the rival will start with Cyndaquil because Cyndaquil was my favorite starter in Gen 2, so we will see how far I can go against my usual choice.
I named my Sentret Hartnell. I'm not sure how many people will get it, but he technically is the first.
And the rings on his stomach remind me of the monocle one used to wear. Look, I know that's a stretch, but I really wanted to start with Sentret. If I make more challenges, I will have things more planned out in the future.
Anyway, so Elm sends me out to get the gift from his friend Mr. Pokemon. It's nighttime, so I go out facing Hoot Hoot and RedyTAY. Battling now is a mixed bag. Sometimes we hit hard, other times we are lackluster in our attack power. What is surprising me is we are going through the first route of the game and we didn't level up once, even though we probably went through 4 battles. Maybe Sentret levels slower than I thought. The real concern is when I lost to a level 5 RedyTAY with my only saving grace being the berry that came with Hartnell. Anyway, we get to Route 30, finally level up to 6. I'm not going to give a level by level update throughout this, trust me. Meet Professor Oak and Mr. Pokemon, get the mystery egg and the Pokedex, leave, get a phone call by Elm saying that the lab was broken into, head back to home, and lose to the surprise attack by the rival. It's been years since that was possible. We're going to have to give this another go.
Starting back from my last game save, we actually came across more wild Pokemon by the time we got to Rival, so we were at level 7 when we start the fight. This time it went smoother due to being 2 levels higher and not missing the tackle like we did last time.
Okay, and everything is now back to normal. We head back to Professor Elm's lab, fill everyone in on our rival battle, and officially get started on our Pokemon journey. We went back to traveling to Violet City and battled every wild Pokemon we came across. Along the way, we came across youngster Joey. Nice kid, but since I'm an older stranger, we didn't exchange phone numbers. Once we get to Violet City, head straight to Bellsprout Tower and battle every trainer there. We could grind against wild Pokemon on neighboring routes, but Bellsprout Tower trainers are a source of better experience.
But I noticed I need to battle 2 strangers and then go heal at the Pokemon Center, and then go back to the tower to continue grinding.
This whole time, I have really just been spamming tackle. We're early in the game, there isn't much strategy when you're at this point using a normal type.
Oh, and for those that don't know, Ghastly are annoying since we can't hit ghosts being a normal type.
Of course, after just tackling over and over again in battles, I forgot that Hartnell would learn Quick Attack at level 11. I mean, it's nice to have the speed advantage, and I feel like it is hitting a little bit harder, so I switched to spamming Quick Attack instead. Yeah, it's a real exciting start here at the beginning. I was hoping for an exciting battle with the final Elder at Bellsprout Tower, but yeah, Quick Attack abuse was just key here. But hey, at least there's a gym in town.
And it's an easy gym. Both the trainers and Faulkner, the gym leader, were swept on first attempts. So thankful this is a generation that doesn't start with a rock gym.
As you can see, they're just using normal or low power flying moves. In fact, Faulkner never used his TM move Mud Slap in the whole battle. Speaking of which, it always has bothered me that the gym leader of the flying gym gives you a ground move TM once you beat him. It's alright though, because we are going to need Mudslap if we wanted to get past a roadblock we will face around the second gym. But enough about that. Let's keep this momentum going and travel south to Azalea Town. Routes 32 and 33 are great routes to grind some more.
We are seeing some new Pokemon and types compared to what we've seen so far in the game.
And Harnold's holding his own better in these battles along these routes. Everything is going rather smoothly. Right, I forgot about this hiker in his Onix. As you can tell, that was a loss. Well, I was planning on not needing Mudslap until later, but now it's better than ever. And boy does it pay off. I mean, you can tell that our attack stat is still not great considering the fact we're using a move that is effective against Onix and we still aren't making major dents.
But the silver lining is Mudslap is doing better than Quick Attack, and as you can see, the accuracy drops from using Mudslap really prevent Onix from landing a lot of damage on us.
That, and as we can see from the next hiker battle, Mudslap is also limited when it comes to power points. Luckily we were at a high enough level that some quick attacks were enough to finish the hiker off. Anyway, we press on, we make it out of the cave. We were almost at Azalea Town, and then we came across another problem I forgot. That was the random Machop we had to battle.
Sentret, being a normal type, is 2 times weak to fighting moves. I guess I didn't think we would see one this early.
Well, time for another go. Second run, and this time, we start by using as much defense scrolls as we can facing Geodude. Unfortunately, his first rock throw landed a critical hit, taking a large chunk of our health. I continue to try and spam some defense scrolls, but Geodude sticks using rock throw, and moves us to orange health. I then switch strategies and start using Mudslap for more damage and lower accuracy.
After several rounds of us exchanging attacking moves, we take out Geodude, but we only have 12 health remaining.
By the time Machop came out, we were in bad shape, and despite the fact we were able to land 2 Mudslaps, Machop gave 2 low kicks to knock us out.
Nice to know that those defense scrolls lower the damage from low kick to 10 damage.
Third run started off much better, with the first move being a critical Mudslap, followed by Geodude missing a rock throw. With that, we did some defense curls before taking a little damage from a rock throw. We continued a few more rounds like that, until we decided to take Geodude out with some more Mudslaps. Machop is now out, and we are in a better spot than the last attempt. We continue using Mudslaps with Machop's first low kick missing. Machop's next few low kicks hit as we do more Mudslaps, but thanks to Machop missing another low kick and us switching to quick attack, we were able to knock out Machop and finish the battle. With that done, we can now head to Azalea Town and help Azalea native Kurt free Slowpokes from Slowpoke Well from Team Rocket. The battles here are easy and another great way to pick up experience to help us with the fast approaching Bug Gym. Quick Attack and Tackle take out Team Rocket's fragile RedyTAY and Zubat, while Mudslaps make short work of Ekans and Coughing due to it reducing their accuracy and them being extra susceptible to it. Now that we have completed that task, it is time to tackle the Bug Gym. All the trainers were swept in one round. We ended up in orange health, but it wasn't too scary. The only real concern is Bugsy's Scyther using Furry Cutter. I'm going to have to brute strength that thing because each Fury Cutter will build up power if used consecutively, and I can't use Mudslap to lower its accuracy because it's part flying type. First attempt and Harnold is at level 20, and knocks out Metapod with 2 quick attacks while they hit us with String Shot. We kept the same plan going with Kakuna coming out, but 2 quick attacks was enough to take it out before we finished it off. But it did poison us with a Poison Sting. Well, now it's the battle against Scyther and the Clock. Our first quick attack does little damage while Scyther does its first Furry Cutter. Then we each exchange a quick attack. That prevents Furry Cutter from building power, so I'll take it. Another quick attack from us brings Scyther down to orange health, but with the poison damage, Furry Cutter, and another quick attack given by Scyther, we lose the exchange. Okay, that was bad poison luck. Let's try this again. And on the second attempt, the battle with Metapod was basically the same, except we lost a little damage from a tackle. When Kakuna came out, we did a Mudslap to start the battle.
Kakuna used Harden and landed a Poison Sting that did not poison us.
And after some quick attacks and Kakuna wasted a turn with a missed Poison Sting, we were able to take it out. Now all that is left is Scyther, but we are in better shape. The battle starts similar to the last, Harden quick attacks, Scyther uses Furry Cutter, both use quick attack. Again, breaking the streak for Furry Cutter to build power. What is up with that, Bugsy? This is followed by another round of Harden's quick attack, Scyther's Furry Cutter, and then both of them using quick attack again. This time though, we come out on top, in orange health but still, and receive the Hive Badge. With us now having the second badge, it is time to continue traveling, but not before having another rival battle. Rival starts the battle by sending out Ghastly. This was the first roadblock I thought Mudslap would be useful for when I gave it to Hartnell. Unfortunately, Ghastly is faster and used Hypnosis to put Hartnell to sleep. The silver lining is we spent the whole time being asleep while our rival tried to use ghost moves on normal type. Yeah, buddy, you might need to focus on some brains more instead of power. Hartnell woke up and took out Ghastly with 2 Mudslaps. Then Zubat was sent out and we switched to using Quick Attack since Mudslap will not work. A Quick Attack gets Zubat to orange health, but we get confused by Supersonic. We take some damage from a bite, and then take Zubat out with a tackle. Last for our rival is Quilava. He's faster and starts off by hitting us with Smokescreen. Confusion and low accuracy can be a deadly combo. We were able to get a Mudslap in, but thanks to a couple rounds of fusion damage and Quilava not missing Ember, we easily went down. That's a strong start but horrible finish. Here we go again. On the second round we took out Ghastly in 2 quick turns due to it missing Hypnosis and Spite. A similar story for Zubat where we took it out with 2 quick attacks while it missed Supersonic. We are now against Quilava at full health and not confused. We then switch to spamming Mudslap while Quilava starts spamming Embers, despite our attempt for a miss due to Mudslap. I thought we were going to lose this round too considering how much damage we were taking compared to how much damage we were dealing, but near the end, Quilava missed 1 Ember which gave us the lead to finish it off with 1 more Mudslap and win this round against our rival. Next up is us traveling north to Goldenrod. While traveling through the Ilex Forest, we get the team for Headbutt. I immediately teach this to Hartnell, replacing Tackle and hoping this will cause a lot of flinching in future battles. Once leaving the forest, we keep on moving, taking out every trainer we see on the way to Goldenrod. None of them really put up any sort of threat, and we make it to Goldenrod in no time. Once there, we heal up and head to the normal gym. The trainers there are also easy, but I'm noticing the opponent's levels are getting closer and closer to ours. I'm starting to worry that our level gap is about to be non-existent and we won't quite have the attack power to take out Whitney. The one saving grace during this run through the gym leaders is Headbutt, which becomes a solid addition to Hartnell's moveset. We eventually get to Whitney, and the battle is mainly luck. Whitney starts out with Fairy, and we hit it with some solid damage followed by using Soft Wilt for Metronome. Clefairy healed, and we used another Headbutt.
Clefairy used another Metronome that turned into Water Gun, leading to little damage.
We finished it off with a Quick Attack and we reached level 24. I quickly find out that Miltank is actually faster than us. Well, it's a good thing I decided to start with Mudslap even though there's very little damage. We decide to use another rollout which leads to a critical hit, causing us to fall to orange health. We are definitely in a tight spot now. We respond with another Mudslap and Miltank does another rollout. This time it misses. We do one more Mudslap while Miltank misses again, this time trying to use Stomp. We then repeat this cycle a couple more times before Miltank faints, giving us the plain badge. I know there's a lot to do in Goldenrod, and I do mean to get return at some point, but unfortunately it is Tuesday, and I actually will be out of town Sunday, so I might have to wait a while till I get it. Besides, it won't be of any use for the next gym we are facing. Speaking of which, I continue to head north to Ecruteak City, once again, facing every single trainer along the way. Speaking of which, look at this battle I had with this Fire Breather, this second Magmar in particular. This thing is 12 levels lower than Hartnell, it's faster than him, and it almost takes him out with a critical hit. If we didn't have Quick Attack, we would have lost that battle. I feel like this run so far has gone rather smoothly, but there are just a few random battles that remind me that Sentret is not as strong as I think he is. We definitely getting humbled on these routes, but also making crap, I forgot about Sudowoodo. Okay, head back to Goldenrod, get the Squirt Bottle, go back, face Sudowoodo, and continue finishing up the last trainers on Route 37. Now we are in Ecruteak City, and we have some choices on what we should be doing next. I decided to start out by battling all the Kimono girls so we could get the Surf 8 gym. After that, I decided to head to the Burnt Tower for more experience. Upon entering, we are faced with another rival battle. From the start, he sends out his level 20 Haunter, that's faster than us, and hits us with a Curse. This is not a good start. We take it out in 3 Mudslaps before it hits us with Spite and goes down. Out comes Magnemite, which takes a lot of damage from Mudslap. It confuses us with Supersonic though. We then take Confusion and Curse damage, leading us to fall into 4 health. Luckily, Magnemite misses its Sonic Boom so we can last another turn and take it out with our Mudslap. Zubat then comes out and we take it to orange health by Quick Attack and then go down the Curse. Well, that's exactly why I decided not to rush into the Ghost Gym right away. Our speed and attack is starting to become more and more of a glaring issue, and we will need to get ourselves to a point where we can outspeed and hopefully one-shot ghost types. As single Pokemon runs, having Curse placed on us is a death sentence if you can't basically one-shot all your opponent's Pokemon. The only move we have to attack those is Mud Slap, and even though it helps by lowering accuracy of our opponent's Pokemon, it's still not very powerful. I'm going to have to give this one more attempt on the chance that Haunter doesn't use Curse, and if we still can't win, we will resort to grinding. Once again, out comes Haunter using Curse. The rest of this exchange is the same as the last attempt. The Magnemite is then out and goes down to orange health with a Mud Slap, and misses a Sonic Boom and then goes down to another Mud Slap. Well, at least we're not confused. Zubat is sent out and goes into orange health from a quick attack. Curse damage along with a bite from Zubat takes us into red health. We finished it off with another quick attack. All that is left is Quilava. It hits us with the Ember, takes us from 14 to 3 health. We hit a headbutt, and then lose to Curse damage. Well, that was close and infuriating. I decided to instead give it a go facing the trainers in the Ghost Gym in town, but it's still a struggle. As you can see, we won the first battle with only 2 health remaining, and it's all because of a Curse placed on us by the first Ghastly. Mudslap can't even one-shot a Ghastly that is close to half our level. I'm going to keep on facing all the gym trainers and then grind some before facing the rival. I decided that instead of grinding against wild Pokemon, I'll just face every trainer that I reach at this point of the game. That includes routes 38, 39, 42, the Olivine City Lighthouse, and Lake of Rage. We aren't having much of a struggle facing all these trainers, except with the Sailor near the top of the lighthouse. I was going into battle at orange health, and he has 2 Machops and a Poliwhirl. I was originally going to use Mud Slaps to lower the Machop's accuracy, but it did little damage, and Cry Chop put me in red health. From there I just used Headbutt and swept this whole team. That was close. And I completely forgot to record that, so hopefully this battle description suffices. This really is an interesting point in the game, because 3 of the next 4 gym leaders can be a real challenge for us. Except for a little strategy, we really only have the option of being at an extremely high level in order to overpower and withstand their attacks that are being thrown at us. I don't know if this will be seen in the footage, but the last few moves Hartnell can learn I decide not to teach him. Slam is not that reliable of a move to me, and Rest is a little risky because we don't have the HP like Snorlax for us to last a couple rounds of sleep. Hartnell is now 7 levels higher since the last time we faced our rival, so it's time to see how we fare. So this was actually me stopping the game one point after enough grinding. I was going to say before facing our rival and see if the level boost we got was enough to win the next time we booted up the game, but it was shortly after I shut down the game it dawned on me that Sentret can learn Dig. And I did get the team for Dig at the National Park outside of Goldenrod. I know that if I did make this realization earlier, we probably wouldn't have had to grind as much as we did, but honestly, I'm not even mad about it. We're going to face a lot of challenging gyms in this portion of the story, and we're going to need all the experience we can get if we even want to stand a chance. Anyway, I finally teach Hartnell Dig and give up Mud Slap. I know I'm going to miss the accuracy drop chance, but I need more firepower, and technically, we'll still have our opponents miss moves since this is a 2-turn attacking move. Let's see how this fares against our rival and go from there. The first takeaway is Hartnell is still slower than Haunter, and we are instantly cursed because of it. We start a Dig while Haunter attempts to curse again. That's not how this works. And then we take it out with the second part of Dig. Next comes out Magnemite. We start off first with Digging, take curse damage, dodge a Sonic Boom, and then take out Magnemite with Dig. We switch gears and use Headbutt to one-shot Zubat, and not take curse damage from that turn because of it. Nice. Last is Quilava. We start first with a Dig, again take curse damage, dodge Ember twice on the ground. Must be a speed tie, and then we come out one-shotting Quilava. Well, it's concerning that we are slower than our rival's Haunter, but Dig definitely won us that battle. Time to take on Morty and his ghost Pokemon. First out is Ghastly, which we are fast enough to dig underground and miss a curse. We then take it out with one hit of Dig. Haunter, however, is faster than us, but we dodge Hypnosis before we start another Dig. Haunter tries another curse, which failed, and we took it out with the second part of Dig. Next comes out Gengar, and this is where we hit a brick wall. Gengar misses a Hypnosis. We Dig. Gengar misses another Hypnosis. We hit it with Dig, and take Gengar to yellow health. Finally, Hypnosis stuck. We spent the rest of the battle going down from Dream Eater. Geez, talk about good luck turning into bad Hypnosis luck. Let's give this another go and see if we can get a better result. Guess it went down the same way as last time. Haunter stuck us with a curse before we got started on our Dig. Well, now we were stuck on a strict deadline. Our dig still takes out Hunter, but we are in a worse spot with Gengar. Gengar starts the battle giving us me look. I mean, that's still a wasted move to use on me, but I'll take it. We dig, take some curse damage, and again take Gengar to red health. Then we repeat the first run by falling asleep due to hypnosis, taking curse damage, and meeting our end due to Dream Eater. What if I make Hartnell hold a mint berry so we can wake up soon after falling asleep? Third time around, Ghastly went down with one dig. Haunter hits curse again and we take it out with dig. Gengar puts us to sleep, we wake up due to the berry. Dig takes Gengar to red health. Dodge hypnosis, take Gengar out with another dig. With 3 health left. Do I even need to say it? We lost. There's no way to take out the last Haunter in one move, and curse easily reduces 3 health down to 0. Okay, message received, we need to be faster. I'm not quite sure what is the best level to grind up to, so let's see how a flat 40 goes. Facing Morty goes a lot better with us being at level 40. As you can see, we are faster than Ghastly and the first Haunter, so one series of dig on each of them took them out. Gengar is still faster than us, but missed the hypnosis, so we set up a dig, which also took it out one hit. Last was Morty's second Haunter, which was also faster than us, and hits us with a mean look before we took it out with one more dig. Wow, a no damage sweep. Onward to Lake of Rage. Plan now is to take on the part of the story that deals with us getting the Ice Gym badge, so we can level up before taking on the Fighting and Steel Gyms, since those are going to be a definite brick wall that I honestly don't think we are prepared for at this moment. So we take on the Red Gyarados, meet Lance, and clear Team Rocket's secret base. No one here at the base really poses a threat, but it's still a great way to gain experience. After that, I'm finally able to access the Ice Gym and take on its trainers. While going through these battles, I'm starting to gain some confidence in this part of the game. It helps that a lot of the Ice Pokemon in the game are really slow, and even if they have a high defense stat, we're still at a high enough level that we can brute force our way to a win. When it comes to facing Price, it went the same way. First came out Seal, which we took out with one headbutt. Next, Dewgong came out, which we hit with another headbutt, laying it to yellow health, but we caused it to flinch. I thought a quick attack would be enough to take it out, but it wasn't. Because of that, we took a little damage from an Aurora Beam and then finished Dewgong with another quick attack. Last up is Piloswine, which we strike first with a headbutt, take it to yellow health while it uses Mist. We land another headbutt, taking its health down to Sliver. Piloswine hits us 3 times with a Fury attack, followed by Price healing it up with a Hyper Potion, preventing us from finishing the battle with a quick attack. The good news is, our quick attack was a critical hit, taking Piloswine to yellow health. Because of the battle order when using an item, we were able to get one more move in before Price, allowing us to use one last headbutt to win the battle and get the badge. I'm so glad this gym was as easy as I thought it would be. I wasn't in the mood for any surprises considering what we have to do to take on the next 2 gyms. This is the major part of the game I was dreading, beating the Fighting and Steel Gym back to back. First, I completed a couple tasks that hopefully help us for the rest of the journey. First, since my schedule actually allowed me to play some on a Sunday, I went to the Goldenrod Mart and got Return. For those of you that don't know, Return is a normal type move that becomes more powerful the higher the friendship the Pokemon using it has with you, the trainer. Considering Hartnell has been with me the whole game, hasn't really fainted because I have reset the game each time we lost, and he is a normal type, meaning we have a stab advantage. This could be an essential move to win the game, but I want to see when we actually need to use this, so I'm not going to teach it to him just yet. Also, fun fact, when I was trying to get it, I was in Mahogany Town at 11:57 at night on Sunday, and I raced down the Goldenrod facing a couple wild Pokemon along the way. I started the conversation with the woman at the mart right at 11:59, and it was technically Monday when she handed it to us. That was really close. Then on Tuesday, I went around and found Tusky on Route 29 and got the pink bow, so our normal moves are stronger. Okay, let's get going to Chuck in the Fighting Gym. Route 41/Whirlpool Islands isn't bad at all. Forgot how annoying all the wild tentacles can be when you're just trying to face trainers and get to Sandwood, but none of the battles here are worth talking about. We get to Sandwood and I heal up immediately and go to the Fighting Gym to take it on. The black belt trainers are not a challenge either, and basically just one-shots. Things are moving at a good clip. I forgot I need strength to get to Chuck. Okay, I leave the gym, get the medicine, go back to Alvine City, heal Amphi at the lighthouse. Well, let's get to the Steel Gym now, since we need to complete it at some point. We're at level 48, so it should be interesting. 2/3 of the battle go pretty smoothly, with us knocking out both Magnemites with a single dig for each of them. When Steelix comes out, we use one dig that doesn't do as much damage as I was hoping, Steelix then takes out almost half our health with an Iron Tail. We do another dig to take Steelix to yellow health, but another Iron Tail knocks Hartnell to red health. Jasmine uses a Hyper Potion taking Steelix to full health, while we land another dig that's a critical hit, but Steelix still stands in green health. With that, we go down to one more Iron Tail. It shouldn't even be a surprise, Steelix is exactly as strong as I thought he would be. I'm going to give this another go and see if we have some better luck. The Magnemites go down to a dig each, just like last time, but this time I try Headbutt against Steelix, hoping for some flinch luck, but it just caused less damage than dig, and Steelix hit us with an Iron Tail. We try another Headbutt, and this time we actually cause Steelix a flinch. But we need to put up more damage than what we were doing with Headbutt, so I decided we need to switch over to dig. Our dig takes Steelix to yellow health, while his Iron Tail missed on its own. We repeat turns with another dig and missed Iron Tail. We might actually be able to pull this off, until things start to become a little more difficult with Jasmine using a Hyper Potion, again bringing Steelix to full health. We land 2 headbutts with no flinch luck, then land in yellow health ourselves due to a landed Iron Tail. We then hit with our last dig, taking Steelix again to yellow health as we faint to one more Iron Tail.
Okay, I'm going to teach Hartnell Return and see how much that helps.
Again, Magnemites go down to dig. The return we used on Steelix at the start of the battle does about the same amount of damage as the headbutts we used in the previous battle. Steelix then does a massive amount of damage with a critical Iron Tail that takes us into red health. We switch to dig, which doesn't do enough damage, while we go down again to Iron Tail. Holy crap, that was worse. I restart the save file, and now Hartnell does not have return. I'm just going to grind and try to get more attack power. Really, what we need is more power behind dig and better luck with headbutt flinching. I'm going to grind to level 50 and see if that makes a difference at all. Grinding here isn't too bad, just quick attacking a bunch of tentacles outside of Olivine City. I think it's weird that special defense is the best stat for Sentret at this moment, and I still wish our speed was better. We are still faster than Jasmine's Pokemon, but I know that in the near future our speed will be a problem again. I quickly discover that the 2 extra levels doesn't help with taking care of Steelix. I gave this battle about 5 attempts before realizing that Hartnell just can't cut it with our low attack compared to Steelix defense. I guess we need to grind some more. After more grinding against Tentacool, we reach level 55 and take another crack against Jasmine's team. Again, 2 Magnemites, 2 digs. Steelix comes out, we hit it with a dig that does more damage than we were doing in the previous rounds. We take a hit from Iron Tail and we set up another dig, this time leading to a critical hit to knock out Steelix. Well, that was lucky, and it would have been nice if that had happened several levels earlier, if our attack stat was even high enough to do that. Now we can go beat Chuck and finally get past this 2-part gym brick wall. I get the Strength 8 gym and head to Seamwood. We are at level 55 when we take on Chuck. Primate comes out, we knock it out with 1 headbutt. When Poliwrath comes out, we take it out to Sliver with another headbutt. Poliwrath misses its Dynamic Punch, shocker, and then we finish off with Quick Attack. Wow, that was certainly a break. 3 moves, no damage. Well, I'd like to go straight to the 8 gym, but now I have to go and take care of the Team Rocket takeover at Goldenrod. That's right, because while I'm there I can get something I was planning to use for the Dragon Gym anyway. I stopped by the mart at Goldenrod and buy the team for Ice Punch. I spent some time thinking about which elemental punch I was going to teach Hartnell, and so far it's been looking like Ice Punch would be the way to go. Considering we have the Dragon Gym left and Lance at the end of the Elite Four, we need something to really help with the dragons coming up. Also, Ice is an effective move in general for future battles. Now let's save the Director in the radio tower. The Team Rocket grunts don't really put up a fight in any of these battles, so let's just skip to the rival battle. First out is Golbat, which I mistakenly use a quick attack on, taking it to yellow health. We take some damage from Wing Attack, while we finish it off with another quick attack. Magnemite is next, but as you probably have noticed in the last few minutes of this challenge, Dig. Actually, that's the same story for the Haunter that came out next. Sneasel comes out, hits us with a feint attack, and then goes down to a single headbutt. Last is Quilava, but again, 1 dig is too much for it, and it goes down without landing a move on us. Well, that went rather smoothly, just like the rest of the mission to get Team Rocket out of Goldenrod. Now it's time to head to Blackthorn and take on Claire. The ice path wasn't bad, except I got stuck on some of the sliding paths. Look, it's been a while since I've gone through this path, and I'm going to fly to Blackthorn from here on out if I need to go back. Once we get to Blackthorn, we heal up and I teach Ice Punch to Hartnell by replacing Defense Curl. Frankly, I'm surprised that we still have that move in the lineup. The trainers at the Blackthorn gym are good practice for Clear. Ice Punch is delivering exactly as I was hoping, and every non-dragon type Pokemon easily goes down with Headbutt. Time to see how this all fares with Clear. So I hate to make this quick, but you can't really drag this battle out. The 3 Dragonairs each go down to a single Ice Punch. When Kingdra comes out, we knock it into yellow health. It misses Smokescreen, and then we finish off with another Headbutt. I love the fact that we took out the last gym that effortlessly. But I'm worried I might be getting a little too cocky considering we haven't really come across a serious challenge since Jasmine. The Elite Four should be interesting. The trip to the Elite Four isn't bad at all, except that the trainer outside the house we can heal out of. I started off on the wrong foot, obviously.
Should have just done Headbutt and got rid of the chance for Pikachu to hit me with Thunder and raise its evasion.
Blastoise was giving me a little trouble, but still, we made it through. But the rest of the travel to Victory Road was smooth sailing. Before we get to Elite Four, we have one more battle with our rival by the exit of Victory Road. Sneasel comes out first, which we take out with one Headbutt. Next out is Golbat, which goes down to a similar fate. Magneton goes down with one dig, and so does Haunter. Another Headbutt takes out Kadabra, and all that is left is Typhlosion. We set up a dig, Typhlosion misses a Flame Wheel, we hit with our dig, but it's not enough to finish it off. We finally take damage from a Flame Wheel, and then finish off Typhlosion and this battle with a single Quick Attack. Well, that was a short battle, but it also shows that we aren't too overpowered. I mean, we were almost 30 levels higher than Typhlosion, and yet we didn't one-shot it with a move that's double effective against it. That being said, I am going to dive into the Elite Four at our current level and see how we hold up. I feel like besides Lance, Brito is going to be our biggest obstacle considering he's a primarily fighting type battler. We did well with Chuck, and we have gotten stronger, so I am excited for it. Here are our stats going in. I'm feeling hopefully optimistic, but that's pretty much because of the confidence we built ever since the fighting gym and the TM moves I have taught to Hartnell. Looking at the speed, I'm still worried we could be outsped in certain conditions, but we will see soon in future battles. Also, I would have never guessed that our special defense would be our best stat. Anyway, let's jump in and take on the Elite Four and the champion. First up is Psychic Trainer Will. Will starts the battle sending out Xatu, which we take out with an Ice Punch. Next out for Will is Jinx, which we also one-shot, this time with a Headbutt. Executor is next and goes down with an Ice Punch. Slowbro comes out, takes a Headbutt, flinches, and goes down with a second Headbutt. Will's last Pokemon is a slightly stronger Xatu, which actually outspeeds us and hits us with a Sidekick. But our Ice Punch sticks and takes it down with one move. Next up is Koga and his Poison-type Pokemon. Koga first sends out Ariados. We hit it with an Ice Punch to take it to yellow health. He uses Double Team, which causes us to miss our Quick Attack. We lose a little damage from Ariados' Giga Drain, and then finish it off with a Quick Attack that actually sticks. Second is Venomoth, which also goes down to yellow health due to another Ice Punch. It then hits us with Supersonic, which obviously confuses us. We hurt ourselves on our next turn due to confusion, and Venomoth poisons us with Toxic. This is not good at all. Our next turn is even worse, with us taking fusion damage, poison damage, and then getting hit by Venomoth's Sidekick. Our last moves just deals with us going down to confusion damage. Well, that was some frustrating bad luck. Let's give this another go. This time we hit Ariados with Dig instead of Ice Punch. We give out almost half damage from it while we get hit with Giga Drain. We both spent a couple of rounds missing Headbutt and getting hit by more Giga Drains. Our third attempt at using Headbutts hits and takes Ariados out. We use Dig on Venomoth as soon as it comes out and almost knock out half its health. We get hit by Psychic though. We set up another Dig, dodge another Psychic, and take out Venomoth. Fortress then comes out and we hit it with an Ice Punch for about quarter damage. Apparently it's not that effective. Fortress then wastes a turn by using Spikes, which won't do anything since this is a single Pokemon run. Anyway, we switch into using Dig, and this is where an unexpected problem shows up.
We dig underground, Fortress misses its Swift Attack. That's kind of weird in itself. Then right before we go up to deal damage, it throws up a Protect, preventing it from taking damage.
It didn't really dawn on me that the way the attack stack, that Fortress could waste an attack and still have the opportunity to Protect right away before we follow through with the second part of our dig. Also, since it wasn't using Protect back to back, the accuracy for Protect to work is still rather high. Actually a really convenient method for the AI, and for me, I was stubborn and decided to repeat this round of moves 2 more times before I realized I would probably run out of power points for Dig before Fortress would run out of power points for Protect. Eventually we switched to Ice Punch, forgetting that it does not affect the move against Fortress. Then we took some damage from Swift and hit Fortress with a headbutt. That took him to red health, but another Swift from him took us to red health as well. We then finished him off with one more headbutt. Next was Muck, which we dug underground to dodge a Sludge Bomb and knock into orange health with the second part of our dig. But he then landed a critical hit Sludge Bomb that took us out. Okay, what the heck, Fortress? That is some major crap using Protect like that. But okay, I'm going to give this another go before I decide grinding is the way I have to go. We hit Ariados with another Ice Punch to start the battle. Ariados is now in orange health and uses Double Team. One quick attack is all it takes to take it out. For Venom Moth, we take it to orange health with an Ice Punch, get hit by Sidekick, then finish it off with a headbutt. We hit Fortress with a headbutt, causing it to flinch while we dealt about a quarter of its health and damage, but then repeat the move with the same result, but Fortress is still slightly in the green. Our third headbutt takes him to orange, but this time he lays spikes instead of flinching. Fourth headbutt takes him down to sliver health and causes him to flinch again, and we take him out with a quick attack. We might actually be able to pull this off. Continue to try to use our strategy when it comes to Muck, but as we are setting up Dig, Muck uses Minimize, causing him to have a raised evasion, and our attack misses because of it. Muck does another Minimize, and we miss a headbutt. Another Minimize, and another missed headbutt ensues. Muck then breaks the Minimize cycle and badly poisons us with Toxic. We then spin the rest of the match, missing moves and taking poison damage. Muck does hit us with a Sludge Bomb to help speed up the damage as we try one more attempt at Dig to take it out. We of course miss and get taken out by one more Sludge Bomb when we only have 1 health remaining. I seriously didn't think Koga was going to be this much of a pain. Grinding isn't bad here per se, we just battle whatever is in Victory Road and the experience points are stacking up at a good pace. I'm going to go for level 70 before jumping back into battling Koga. Facing Koga at level 70, Ariados goes down to 1 Ice Punch. Venomoth falls into yellow health from our Ice Punch, but we also get poisoned from Toxic. We then take it out with another Ice Punch. Fortress immediately protects itself from our headbutt. We still take poison damage of course, but are able to deal some damage with our second headbutt. Fortress then lays out spikes, again I do not know why, and protects itself from another headbutt. We finally hit it with a second headbutt, bringing it into yellow health. That headbutt caused Fortress to flinch, but don't worry because it was still able to throw up another protect to stop another headbutt. If you can't tell, the poison damage is really starting to accrue, and we have to start dealing massive damage if we want to pull a win from this. Of course that doesn't happen. As we hit Fortress with one more headbutt, taking the red health, we succumb to the poison. It seems no matter what I do, we can't even beat Koga at level 70. For the most part, Ariados and Venomoth aren't the problem. Fortress and Muck just seem to be major stalling brick walls. But even if I get to Koga's final Pokemon, Crobat, we can't really pull off the win. I mean, this right here is my first time seeing Crobat. We are already poisoned, but we were able to hit him with a special effective Ice Punch, despite it using Double Team. The punch freezes it, and I think we are in the clear, but instead Koga full restores Crobat. Our quick attack that was supposed to take it out removes almost half its health, but since it is faster than us, and we have been taking significant damage from being poisoned, we go down to 1 wing attack. Okay, grinding some more. Basically what I need is to get our attack stat high enough to one-shot most of his team. I'm not even going to find a way to counter Explosion. Fortress hardly uses it, and I bet even at level 100, I would still take a good chunk of damage from it. Let's see how we do at level 75. Okay, we are at level 75, and we're going to face Koga again. We start the battle taking Ariados down to a sliver with an Ice Punch, followed by it using Double Team. We finish it off with a quick attack. When Venomoth comes out, we hit it with an Ice Punch, taking it down to yellow health. It misses Supersonic as we then use Quick Attack, causing it to faint. Our headbutts against Fortress are doing a little more damage, which is good. It takes 3 of them and a Quick Attack to finish it. We took a little damage from Swift, but hey, we aren't poisoned so we're good. With Muck, I decided to start with Ice Punch. It did okay damage, but Muck used Acid Armor to drastically raise its defense. Well, I guess we should probably stick with the only special attacking move we have, shouldn't we? Another Ice Punch takes Muck down to red health, and we luckily miss Toxic. That was extremely lucky. Quick Attack takes down Muck, meaning we are going into the Crobat battle with a lot of health and not being poisoned. Crobat is still faster than us and uses a Double Team. Because of that, our Ice Punch misses. He then hits us with a wing attack, causing some damage. But we are fortunate in our next Ice Punch connecting and one-shotting Crobat, allowing us to finally beat Koga.
Okay, slight footnote, this is me in the middle of editing the video. During the whole time I was playing this part against Koga, I had in my head that ice moves would be super effective against bug types. That's why I kind of make it sound like I'm surprised that it didn't work against Ariados and Fortress. But yeah, I found out my error later on, so something I completely forgot about but just assumed it would work. Anyway, we won, that's all that matters.
Okay, I'll admit that there was some luck involved in that battle, but I'll take it. Onward to Bruno. Let's see if fighting is going to be as bad as it looked on paper. My guess is this battle won't really be bad at all. And I was right. First out is Hitmontop, which goes down with one headbutt. Next is Hitmonlee, goes down in one headbutt.
Hitmonchan comes out, hits us with a Mach Punch, and then headbutt.
Next is Machamp, which to be honest I'm still a little worried about. We were faster than him and we had a critical headbutt that one-shots him. All that is left is Onix, which as you can imagine, an Ice Punch makes short work of him. Wow, I would have never guessed that Koga was going to be that much harder than Bruno. I'm glad those two are over though. I don't know how well we are going to fare in these last two battles. Let's just jump in and see. Now we're at level 76 and facing Karen. Karen starts by sending out Umbreon, which takes a good chunk of damage from our headbutt. Umbreon then does a sand attack, lowering our accuracy. We are still able to land a quick attack, causing it to faint. Vileplume then comes out, but doesn't last long due to us using a super effective Ice Punch. Next up is Gengar, who is faster than us and does a curse. Oh no. We do take it out with a dig, but not before losing some health from said curse. When Murkrow comes out, we are in yellow health and we miss our Ice Punch. A combination of curse damage and Murkrow's faint attack brings us down to 9 health, allowing Murkrow to take us out with its quick attack. Okay, that's fair. I got too comfortable and too cocky. As you could tell, I didn't heal Hartnell before that battle with Karen. Pride goes before the fall, and I humbly heal Hartnell before we go against Karen again. We start the battle again by headbutting Umbreon, this time causing a flinch and no accuracy drop, as we finish it with a quick attack. Vileplume goes down to an Ice Punch. Once again, Gengar is faster than us and hits us with a curse. Once again, we take it out with a dig. When Murkrow comes out, I chose to attack it with a headbutt instead of an Ice Punch. It one-shots Murkrow, so hey, I'll take it. Last of Karen's Pokemon is Houndoom. This thing is a beast, and considering Murkrow kinda took us out last round, I was a little nervous. But surprisingly, we are faster than it, and we were able to set up a dig before it could attack us. We still took some damage from Curse, but we were still strong enough to hang on and one-shot Houndoom with dig. That's more like it. But we are definitely healing up before we face Lance. First out for Lance is Gyarados, which takes a massive amount of damage from our headbutt. It reciprocates by taking us to yellow health through a critical Hyper Beam. Touché. So we finish the exchange with a quick attack and wait to see which Dragonite Lance sends out. Doesn't really matter though, because one Ice Punch is enough to take it out. Next up is the second Dragonite, but it meets the same fate as the first one with Ice Punch. The same could also be said with Aerodactyl, but not before it takes a quarter of our health out with Hyper Beam. With Charizard now out, I decided to see how well Headbutt would fare against him, and it did pretty good considering it one-shot him with a critical hit. All that is left is Lance's strongest Dragonite, and I am not so sure our special attack is actually high enough to one-shot it. Huh. It is. I wasn't expecting that, but Ice Punch is such a game saver.
And just like that, we are Pokemon champions.
I'm kind of surprised we won in our first exchange with Lance. I mean, again, seriously, Koga was the hardest member of the Elite Four. None of that matters now though. We have now been Elite Four and the champion, and with that we have completed the main storyline of the game. But as most people who play Generation 2 know, we still have a whole other challenge ahead, Kanto. I don't think the majority of Kanto is going to be that much of a problem. After all, the majority of the Kanto's gym leaders Pokemon are at lower levels in the Elite Fours. I don't know how much I will want to share concerning this part of the journey, but I will definitely show any unforeseen roadblocks that we come across as we make our way to the final battle against Red. And just as I expected, none of the other gym leaders pose any real threat. Really, the only thing worth mentioning is I got leftovers at Celadon and equipped it to Hartnell instead of the pink bow he was carrying the majority of the game. This could be a useful item to carry considering it replenishes some HP every turn in battle. The amount of HP given is determined by the total amount of HP the Pokemon has, so it's more useful for large HP Pokemon, which Hardenal is not, but still a little bit could go a long way in future battles. Anyway, we are 7 Kanto badges in and about to face the toughest trainer yet, Blue, for the last badge of the game. We have faced every trainer I could find so that we would have as much experience going into this and the red battle as we could. So now we are at level 89. Let's see how well this goes. First out for Blues is Pidgeot. 1 Ice Punch made short work of him. Alakazam came out, is faster than us. Really? It sets up a Reflect, then went down to a Headbutt. Rhydon then came out and fainted due to a singular Ice Punch. Fourth up was Gyarados, which only sustained losing a quarter of damage from our Headbutt. What is this thing's defense? It reciprocated with a Hyper Beam, which also took out a quarter of our health. I then tried an Ice Punch to see how much damage that would do. It did alright considering it took Gyarados to yellow health. We were then able to finish it off with a Headbutt while it was recharging from the Hyper Beam. Exeggutor comes out, Reflect fades, and a single Ice Punch is all that is needed to take it out. Last out is Arcanine, which we are surprisingly faster than. We dig, it misses Flamethrower. We take it to yellow health from dig, and it hits us with a Flamethrower. From here we hit Arcanine with one more Headbutt, taking it out and granting us the last gym badge of the game. One attempt to knock out Blue. That is what I'm talking about.
Get some more experience, and we have now reached level 90.
Only thing left is Red at Mount Silver. Realistically, I don't know what to expect for Red. Now we are at the final battle of the game and all his Pokemon are sitting at levels close to ours, and half of them are fully evolved. I'm just going to walk in and give this a solid go or two. If we can't handle that, then we will grind and top off the rare candies that I have found throughout playing the game. But first, let's see how we do at level 90. First up, obviously, is Pikachu, which I'm a little surprised is faster than us. I mean, we are slow. I know Pikachu can be fast, but we are both terrible first form Pokemon, and I have 9 levels over it. It hit Hardenal with Charm, and I completely forgot this is a major gimmick of his. Our quick attack is going to be down for the whole match now, and I'm not sure how bad this will be until we progress further into the fight. We were able to set up a Dig, though, and dodge Thunder, so that's nice. Our attack power from Dig is good, but not great. I feel like if we weren't hit by Charm, that Dig would have one-shot him.
Red immediately uses a full restore while we set up another Dig. From there, we experience Deja Vu with us dodging Thunder and dealing the same amount of damage we dealt earlier with Dig.
But before we can set up another Dig, we get hit by Pikachu's Thunder, causing us to be paralyzed. As we go underground again for another Dig, Red again heals Pikachu with another full restore. We then mess up Dig due to being fully paralyzed. We are back above ground now, but Pikachu misses a Thunder.
Despite the evidence shown to me, I am stubborn to stick with Dig being my plan to take out Pikachu.
And I'm glad that I did, because the next one does enough damage to one-shot it. When Espeon comes out, we are paralyzed but still green health at least. Thank you, leftovers. I decided to see how Headbutt does, but before I can land the attack, Espeon sets up a Reflect. The combination of Charm and Reflect basically leads to my Headbutt not even doing a quarter amount of damage to Espeon's HP. Meanwhile, his Psychic is close to taking out half of my HP, it seems. I go for another Headbutt, but it's probably not the best strategy with how little damage it is doing, and the fact that since Hardenal's paralyzed, we can't cause flinching for the rest of the battle. Regardless, we give Headbutt one more go, and we eventually go down from Psychic. Wow, Charm, Paralysis, and Reflect really does slow your whole offense down to a halt. Let's try this again and see if we can have a better start. This time around with Pikachu, I wanted to see how much damage we could do before he hits us with Charm, so I went with a quick attack, which surprisingly took him down to yellow health. But he did repay the favor by landing a Thunder. But since he didn't use Charm, we were able to take him out with one more quick attack. When Espeon comes out, I try to stick with Headbutt, but Red sticks with making Reflect Espeon's first move. But I'm going to stick with Headbutt still because I'm hoping one will just wildly critically hit.
Flinching at this point will never be an option if we continue to stay slower than him.
We are able to get him to low yellow health, and I try to see if a quick attack is enough to take him out. It wasn't, and he is still standing in red health when he hits us with a Psychic. We are in red health when we take Espeon out with one more quick attack. Snorlax comes out. We heal to yellow health due to leftovers. We set up a Dig. Snorlax misses a Body Slam as Espeon's Reflect fades. Even with that and our Dig being a critical hit, we were only able to take out close to a third of Snorlax's HP. His Body Slam, though, is strong enough to take us out.
I knew this going in though, Snorlax is just hardy like that.
Well, we got a better start there, but we need to take less damage from Espeon's sidekick. One more time before grinding. We again stick with starting the battle with a quick attack against Pikachu for the same amount of damage. This time though, Pikachu does use Charm. To add insult to injury, with our attack now being down for the rest of the match, Red uses a full restore on Pikachu. Our next quick attack doesn't do so much this time when it hits. We then get hit by Thunder before we set up our dig. Luckily that dig was still strong enough to take Pikachu out. Next up is Espeon, of course, which sets up a Reflect, of course. This time though, I'm finally smart enough to give up on Headbutt and give Ice Punch a try. I feel like it's doing a little more damage than the Headbutt, but Psychic is still taking massive chunks out of our HP. Because of that, I decided to see how Dig will do in this situation. Yeah, that dealt horrible damage. By the time we decided to switch back to using Ice Punch, Espeon already finished us off with Psychic.
Okay, I was stubborn and gave it several more attempts, all with the same result.
I guess we are grinding again. I'm tempted just to go to level 95 and see how strong we are then before admitting we have to get to level 100. After beating the Elite Four a couple more times for grinding, we take on Red at level 95, but there isn't much room for improvement. Especially when it comes to speed, we are still slower than Pikachu and Espeon, Charm and Reflect are still stalling our offense, and without leftovers, we would be out of this much sooner. The first run goes similar to our previous runs when we were at level 90. Like I mentioned, Pikachu is still faster than Hartnell, and continues to use Charm as an opening move. Because of that, our super effective dig is doing the same amount of damage as our quick attack we were using at level 90 when Pikachu was still using Charm. With that being said, quick attack is now strong enough to finish off Pikachu even with Charm in effect. Weird. Espeon is still faster and is still loving Reflect as an opener. This round though, our Ice Punch froze him, so that's a nice stroke of luck. He eventually defrosted, but not before taking a lot of damage from Headbutt and being in the prime spot for me to finish him off with a quick attack. Ice Punch isn't the best strategy with Snorlax due to I deal very little damage while Body Slam takes out a good chunk. Oh, and we get paralyzed. Snorlax then starts using Amnesia, causing me to think about switching to Headbutt. Still though, our damage output is nowhere near what Snorlax's Body Slam is. Yeah, we can't keep up with this exchange and eventually we go down. After a couple attempts, I get this run where I get to Charizard, but it takes some extreme luck. For starters, Pikachu misses Charm as we set up Dig. Yeah, that was definitely enough to one-shot him. Espeon sets up Reflect. Are you guys sick of me saying Pikachu uses Charm, Espeon uses Reflect yet? And we do Headbutt for not a lot of damage. Espeon then starts spamming Sidekick. Despite the damage that caused, we are still able to take Espeon out with 2 Ice Punches. I again stick with using Ice Punch when Snorlax comes out. It doesn't freeze, and its first move is Amnesia, so we try to switch to Dig, and avoid the Body Slams and heal from leftovers. We were actually timing it pretty well for a section there, with Snorlax using non-damaging Amnesia when we were above ground, and then trying to use Body Slam when we were underground. Eventually though, the AI got smart enough to just spam Body Slam, so now it was all about how much can we heal from leftovers underground while we try to deal damage with Dig. But to make matters worse, Snorlax used Rest as soon as it fell into red health, ruining all of our progress. I was worried that Ice Punch would do nothing with Amnesia being in effect, and Dig would take too much time to cause damage. So while he was asleep, I tried to use Headbutt to cause as much damage as possible before he woke up. We did take some damage from Snore though, but surprisingly Snorlax was asleep when we took it out with a third Headbutt. I'm a little confused because we were able to take Snorlax out in a third turn of it being asleep, and I thought Rest always consists 2 turns of sleep. I should look into that. Later though, because now we have Venusaur to worry about. It is also faster than us, again surprised, and starting charging up for Solar Beam. We immediately hit it with an Ice Punch, but it wasn't enough to take it out. I then forgot about our speed disadvantage and thought we would be fast enough to dig underground to dodge the Solar Beam. Yeah, that didn't happen, and we were taken down to 16 health before digging underground. While underground, Venusaur started charging for another Solar Beam. We attacked from our dig, take him down to red health, and I honestly expected for us to immediately get hit by Solar Beam. But instead we were able to place another attack, this time using Quick Attack to take Venusaur out. I knew there was a reason I kept this weak move throughout the whole game. That being said, we are still in a rough shape when Charizard comes out. The leftovers helped us a little bit, but Charizard is of course faster than us, and 1 Flamethrower is all that is needed for it to take us out. Okay, I hate doing this, but I have 5 rare candies, so I guess I give them the Hartnell to max them up to level 100. At level 100, here are our stats. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, speed only moved up about 5 spots compared to the other stats who had slightly larger jumps each time a rare candy was applied. I am still surprised how much special defense jumped compared to the other stats. Attack was hanging around with it for a while, but obviously fell behind as we got closer and closer to 100. I'm still not feeling great about this, but we have to give it another go. Okay, so first try at level 100, and we are still slower than Pikachu. On the plus side, Charm missed, and Pikachu went down to 1 dig. We then use a quick attack to deal almost half damage to Espeon before he puts a Reflect up. We then trade an Ice Punch and Sidekick before we finish Espeon off with a quick attack. We land 1 Ice Punch on Snorlax before he uses Amnesia. We set up a dig, and then take some damage from Body Slam for a couple of rounds. Snorlax then rests as we hit him with another dig. From there, we exchange a couple headbutts and snores before Snorlax goes down to a critical hit. Venusaur comes out and instantly gets one-shot by a critical Ice Punch. Next up is Charizard, which hits us with a Flamethrower, taking us down to 1 health. We then take it to yellow health with a headbutt. I know we are slower, but I don't know if we can take it down with a quick attack. Leftovers only brought us up to 17 health though, so we don't really have much of a choice. We go for a quick attack, but it is not enough to take Charizard down, and we go down from another Flamethrower. I gave this a few other attempts with similar, if not worse, results. Okay, if you noticed way back earlier in the game, I got Return, but I've never used it, except for that one attempt with Jasmine. I was trying to go as long as I could not using it, but I feel like I'm at the point where I don't have much of a choice. Should I try to give it a go? The answer is yes. Yes, I should use it. So if you can't tell, there were several rounds where I still lost, but that was because I didn't really use Return much because I didn't want to overdo it. But I did come up with one battle where we were successful in taking down Red's team. For the last time, Pikachu comes out and starts with Charm. This time it misses and allows us to hit our Return at full power. Espeon is out now and immediately hits us with a Sidekick before we take it down with one Return. Something I thought was interesting is pretty much every time I faced Espeon with Hardenal at a level 100, Espeon would not use Reflect and would just spam Sidekick. Anyway, Snorlax is next, and this time our Return doesn't knock it out in one shot. We take some damage from Body Slam before knocking out Snorlax with another Return. Venusaur comes out next, falls into yellow health, and freezes from an Ice Punch. A quick attack takes down Venusaur to Sliver, but he's still frozen, so we use the turn to heal more with leftovers and finish him off with one more quick attack. Up next is the common run ender Charizard. Like the past attempts, we take some large damage from Flamethrower, but this time Charizard goes down to a critical Return. Last is Blastoise, which we haven't really seen at this point, but if the rest of the party is any indicator, Return should work just fine. And sure enough, Return takes Blastoise to yellow health, and we take less damage from Blastoise Surf. Just one more Return and we win the battle and ultimately the game. I feel like it's a little bit of a letdown to end the run on such a return heavy battle, but as we could see from a lot of the red battles I had, we just didn't have enough firepower for several members of his team. Technically I feel like if Sentret's speed stats were better, we probably could have taken out Red's team without Return, mainly because we could deal our attacks first at full power instead of attacking after our opponents have already dealt a stat reduction move. But Return was the best method I could think of to cover that weak spot, and so technically, yes, you can beat Pokemon Silver with just Sentret. Overall, it was a fun run, a bit slow at the beginning, but once things started picking up, I felt like we really started picking up speed going through the storyline. A couple of obstacles I saw coming, like Morty and Jasmine, but also the game wasn't as predictable as I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to be in worse shape by the time we had to face Chuck. I never ever thought Koga was going to cause so many issues while Bruno and Lance were both first attempt wins. I think I'm going to continue with these challenges. I'm leaning towards the next one being a Snorlax only run in Pokemon Red. Might seem a bit random, but some people might get why I picked this run if they understood why I nicknamed my Sentret Hardenal. Since this is a new venture, I appreciate any comments or suggestions from what challenges I should do in the future, and any constructive criticism on how I can make these videos better. This is some new territory for me, so I'm willing to learn and experiment. Can't promise I'll get videos done in a timely manner. I have a very fun yet demanding job and family friend obligations to handle, of course. But I'll try to be somewhat regular with videos when I can. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, Geronimo.